You're listening to Empress Conversations podcast with your host, Maggie Peary. Conversations with Maggie. Yeah, yeah. Empress. Join us next time on the next episode of Empress Conversations with Maggie. To learn more about guests or for more information on working with Maggie, go to www.empressconversationswithmaggie.com/get-started.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Empress Conversations with Maggie. Today, my guest is the lovely Patty Callwood. She is the owner and founder of Serenity Tea. Welcome, Miss Patty.
Hi, Margaret. How are you?
I am well, thank you so much. So tell us, how did you get started with this wonderful and successful, very successful business?
Oh, wow. Thank you for asking. Um, First of all, I love tea. I love drinking tea. That's the first thing. But really, what made me start True Serenity Tea was three reasons.
Uh-huh.
The first one was that I used to have um, a sub spa box, a subscription box for people at home if they want to use spa products. So I used to make homemade spa products. So what happened was inside those boxes, I used to put teas. They used to get four types of spa products, teas, and gourmet snacks. And what happened was my customers were loving the teas, so they kept asking, were they able to buy any more somewhere? Eh, were you able to get any more? So I had gotten like that aha moment, and I'm like, oh, okay, they really kind of in demand for tea. So I decided to create a tea subscription box. The second reason also is because I suffer from anxiety.
Mm.
I had an episode at my job. I thought I was basically having a heart attack, and it turned out that I was having an anxiety, a panic attack.
Mm.
So meet with my doctor. My doctor decided to state maybe you should lay off the caffeine and kind of like cross over to teas, and that also brought me into drinking tea. The third reason was also I, in my former employee, my former job, I worked with the intellectual disabled. I used to run a group home, for intellectual disabilities. So I noticed that they love drinking teas. So I wanted to do something really big for them and introduce them to more uh, gourmet teas instead of buying, we usually go to the store and get them regular teas, but I wanted to introduce them to something even greater. So we created like a big tea party for them. And by doing that, I was able to, do some research, go to tea rooms, just to try to understand the difference between, the different teas, the store-bought tea versus a loose leaf tea. And I was taught that, and I brought it to the group home and gave them like a real big, beautiful tea party. I mean, we laid it out for them.
Mhm.
And so those were the three reasons what compelled me to really start the company True Serenity Tea.
So basically, it was your customers, your base that actually led you this direction when you
Mhm.
realized there is a need here, there's something here, and you took off with it. And truly, one thing led to another. Next thing you know, you end up on Oprah's 30 Best Teas list.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yes.
that is every
Yes.
entrepreneur's dream come
Yes.
true. So tell us
Yes.
how that recognition and how you got to that
Right.
level.
Um, well, with the tea business, I really, like I said, I wanted to really serve. I didn't know the impact that it was going to really affect anyone. I mean, I really didn't know. So I just started just with the subscription box, just serving my customers. My subscribers were loving it. I was receiving so many great emails, so many things. It was just so beautiful hearing the beautiful emails, the beautiful response and reviews from from the subscription box, and some of the ugly, bad, and good, bad, and ugly to it too. So what happened was, I don't know I was just searching Google, and I needed something. I was trying to research something for my business, and all of a sudden I saw Oprah magazine, and I'm like, Oprah magazine, what is this? And saw my company name and went to read it and find out I was in Oprah magazine. So someone saw must have gotten a hold of my box, loved it, and put it on to Oprah's inside Oprah magazine. And so I was the first tea subscription box, black owned, woman owned tea company to be, tea subscription box to be listed in Oprah magazine. I didn't know. So I just went berserk. I mean, I was already heading into Macy's, which I was featured in Macy's. So that was just an add on to it. I also was just finished doing uh, uh, a conference with Black Enterprise where I was
Uh-huh.
featuring my tea business
Uh-huh.
and meeting with Mr. Gray Jr. It was just phenomenal. And then all of that lined up, and then all of a sudden here come Oprah, and that was like the biggest thing. And I didn't understand. It was so impactful, and that means that whoever received that particular subscription box was so impressed that they just had to put it onto, in the magazine. So I was humbly honored and just grateful for that, for Auntie O for doing
And
that.
that's right. That's right. I have to say to our
Mhm.
listening audience who is perhaps not watching, who are not watching this, as Patty is telling her story, she's so animated, and so she's has all these expressions and hand gestures, and she's literally showing how flabbergasted she was at seeing her
Mhm.
name. And so you were hearing these little gaps, but her facial expression is so it's so warming to see, but
Mhm.
unfortunately
Mhm.
you can't see it because you're listening. But in the meantime, I can understand the impact of what that did to you. But
Mhm.
what did that bring in terms of sales, being featured
Oh,
in her
wow.
magazine?
When they say Oprah has that golden touch,
Yes.
she really does. My
Mhm.
sales triple from
Mm,
just being an Oprah. Um, it's like we went from maybe from that 50% to, I would say, basically 80%
wow.
double. Like it
Wow.
just having that article and being with other prominent companies on that list, black owned or non-black owned. It was just phenomenal. And it was during the holiday time. So
Oh,
it really, and it came out, that article came out the same time as her favorite list, because people thought I was on her favorite list. And I'm like, no, I'm on one of her articles, but her favorite list came out and it was featured underneath. That article was featured underneath the favorite list. So it was a double threat. So it was it really, that ROI, that return on investment was something. It was great.
I can
And
only imagine.
Oprah got that golden touch, and then I hit right into Macy's, so it was like I said, a double threat after that, and then it was on TV, and then so forth and so forth. So it's things like I said. She really she put my company on the map
On the
from
map.
that. Yeah.
So, Patty, it's interesting to me as I'm hearing you speak. You said that it was something to see your company listed next to other prominent businesses, and
Mhm.
meanwhile, you were also featured in Macy's. And as you said, my company was listed next to other prominent, but your company, True Serenity Tea, is
Mhm.
a prominent business
Yeah.
in its own right, and
Mhm.
that is something to be so proud of. How did you perhaps go from a regular just woman, family, job, whatever you do in your life, private citizen, and then all of a sudden you get this national recognition? How did that mess with you, first of all, with your own individual, just you thinking, oh my God, this has got national attention? And then also just, did that also affect you in terms of imposter syndrome? What did that do for your confidence as just a person? Like all of a sudden, all this attention, which was good because that brought in more money. But
Mhm.
how did you handle that?
Wow. I suffered with imposter syndrome for a long time, and didn't really think that for myself or even for my business that it was good enough to get to that particular level. Um, I had to realize also as an African American woman, a mother, an entrepreneur, that I'm not just doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my family. What got me through it is my mom. My mother passed away in 2019
Mm,
from cancer.
my condolences.
Like, thank you. You know, I mean, a double whammy. Of course, my father passed away like another year later, so it was like a double whammy. And I'm not going to get choked up. I'm not, do it. But my mother, when her dying bed, told me she listened to article, a podcast or something I did on my teas, and she told me, "Stay at it, stay with it. I see great things," and this was on her dying bed. So I knew that I had to continue to do, to get the company out there, to let everyone know what drinking tea was all about. And she loved tea also.
Mm, mm.
So I kept pushing and pushing, and I didn't let that imposter syndrome, I didn't let that bother me at all, because I knew that I was doing it for my family, for my daughter to know that you can do anything no
Yes,
matter what, and just keep going.
yes.
Don't let anyone tell you that you cannot. Don't let your being a woman, being an African American woman, or any type of uh, field that you go in. I don't care if it's business or whatever, or if being a doctor, lawyer, whatever. Stay at it, stay with it, and that's what I did with True Serenity Tea. There was times where I wanted to give up, where I didn't think that I'm going to make it, or I didn't have enough capital to sustain the business, but I kept going, and I keep listening. I keep hearing what my mother stated. Just keep at it, and sure enough, she was right. So I give kudos to my parents for helping me just to stay at it.
And what a legacy. If
Yeah,
anything, Mama instilled consistency. Just
yeah,
keep going because look at
yep,
you now.
yep.
One beautiful thing about True Serenity Tea is that Patty, even though you are based in New York, your tea is international. So someone
Mhm.
overseas could order it and your company will ship it to them. So
Yes.
tell us more about, as we are in the fall season right now and
Mhm,
approaching the holiday season, it is that
mhm,
time of year to sit in front of your fireplace or with your family cuddled up with a
mhm,
cup of tea after a big Thanksgiving or
mhm,
Christmas meal.
mhm.
And right now, you have an offer for your 4 different teas. Let's talk about those.
Oh, wow, yes. We have the pumpkin spice tea, which is some of my subscribers' favorite. We
Mm,
have varieties of chai teas, from chai chai to apple chai, which is chai season. It's
yes.
beginning into that cold. We also have our apple celebration, which is also one of our subscribers' favorite
Mm,
teas,
mm,
and apple cider. So,
mm.
but like I said, we have a slew of teas. Our catalog is very, very, very wide. We have all sorts of teas, from the oolong tea to black tea to white tea. So, you know, if you don't like those particular teas, we have many. So,
Everything.
um, we offering our, subscribers, like if you do order from, our website, you are getting, free shipping on all of your orders. So, on all our teas, our tea sampler box, our individual teas, you get free shipping. So we offering that.
Let's talk a little bit more about you offer gourmet teas, and that's a
Hmm.
beautiful thing. So, a lot of people living in Europe, and when I was living in Europe, of course, everyone in England has a cup of tea with milk and sugar,
Hmm.
and that's fine. But one thing that as I grew older and really got into my afternoon teas, and especially wintertime, I love a good cup of tea.
Mhm.
I actually had to train my palate not to add sugar or anything else. And I literally just have my tea bag in there, let it steep,
Yeah.
and I enjoy it because truly, with that, all that additional flavoring with the sweeteners and all of that, then you really get the essence of the
Mhm.
flavoring of those herbs, of the fresh leaves. And talk to us a little bit about how people can enjoy your teas because some teas are enjoyed with a little bit of milk or a little bit of
Mhm.
cream or a little bit of this and
Mhm.
that. But what would you recommend to add or not add that the common person might not be aware of when enjoying some of your teas?
Well, when you basically sit with your tea, it's for you. It's your preference. Everyone has a different way of drinking their teas. You could put a little bit of a sugar in there if you want. I mean, if you're a person who had diabetic, of course, you're not going to do something like that. You can have it straight and know that we do offer it. For us, we do offer decaf and caffeinated tea.
Mm,
So, say for instance, you are someone who are limited from that. You cannot have all the sugar. We do offer diabetic tea, those teas, not decaffeinated teas. You can have herbal tea, which is mainly decaffeinated in itself.
mm,
I mean, all teas leaves are caffeinated because they come from a pure leaf.
mhm,
But there are like tisanes, which are herbal teas that are basically decaf. Or you can have like a fruity tea. You can put a little honey in your tea,
yes.
if you preference. You can still do your milk and sugar. Some people can have it plain. That's fine too. But it's all about your preference. So
Mm,
when it comes down to True Serenity Tea, which I love, is that my customers and my subscribers, they
mhm,
will say, "Well, do you offer decaf or caffeinated tea?" And I say, "Sure." When you come to our site, we have like a quiz that you take, and it tells you what your preference is. You pick whatever, and from that point on, we get that. We offer whatever teas. You'll get like a recommendation of the teas that you should be drinking or you should consider to drink. And you take it from that point on, or you can email us, or you can chat with us, or
mhm.
whatever the case may be. We help you through that. So we love educating and nurturing our customers and subscribers from all around the world. I mean, I just finished shipping to Australia. I just finished shipping to Italy. It doesn't matter. It's your preference when it comes down to
Wonderful.
that.
Patty, True Serenity Tea has been featured in articles and you've gotten
Yeah.
recognition. One of the things that I'd really like to highlight at this time is let's talk about your charity work that you do in your local community and outside.
Yeah. As I stated earlier, um, one of the reasons why I started True Serenity is because I do work with the intellectual disabled. Um, I that's whole very dear to my heart.
Yes.
And I always believe in serving and helping others to connect. And I wanted to really use True Serenity for that purpose, not just any other company that just help people to just drink tea. No, it's more about connecting, and connecting is also serving. And so basically, what I decided to do with the company is to do a lot more charitable work because that's what comes from my heart.
Mm,
Some of the charitable works that I have had done was basically working with the homeless.
yes.
I just got finished sending a beautiful packet of tea, box of teas, to the John Bon Jovi Foundation,
Mm,
their kitchen in New Jersey, which help feed those that in need. I have done given my teas over to a hospital during COVID, which helped some of the doctors
yeah.
and patients there, the nurses and stuff there during that time. Um, just many other organizations I have sent teas to. I do also a lot of donations with like the Oscars, the pre-Oscars. I've done donations to for teas to like the Hamptons Fashion Week. So there's things I just love basically serving. So my teas are that's how my teas get all over the place because I'm always donating to different organizations and charitable work, which I love doing. Don't I don't mind. It's helping others to connect through drinking tea, regardless of their ethnic background, their social background, doesn't matter to me.
As you're continuing to bless other people, I guess God is also blessing you in your business, so you don't even miss that gap of
Mhm.
what you've given out for free versus what you
Yeah.
get in.
Mhm.
So, ever since the recognition of Oprah, with all these other high visibility clients and people and
Mhm.
organizations that you work and partner with, what does it look like to suddenly be in one tax bracket one day and then you look up you're in three brackets up and you're like, wow, this is my life now? What does that really, because internally you still feel like Patty, you still feel like that young
Yeah.
little girl running around
Yeah.
mama's house, but now that you have such a bigger life and more to reach and more ways to reach and touch people, what would be the one thing that you would want your legacy to be?
That I help others to connect through my teas,
Mm,
and that you know, I didn't let anything stop me.
mm,
Mm, just helping others to connect.
mm.
Uh, and I reading the emails and the letters and I can go on and on and on forever.
The
You
reviews.
know, I mean, helping my subscribers to realize that it's okay.
Mm,
And drinking tea aids them to and help them to connect to understand that it's okay.
mm,
Life is life and all the time. So, but if you can take a little bit of a step back and some time and just drink a little bit, a cup of tea, maybe it
right.
will help you through. And like I said, I get tons of emails and reviews on what True Serenity Tea has done for them. You know, many people, some families stated that they family member passed away and they enjoy my tea box to the end. Or one customer said that he was going to commit suicide. He was going to, but they drunk my tea. You know, those are the things that is my legacy is helping my subscribers and my customers to find and serenity within themselves and within others. If I can give back, they can too. So that's how I feel.
Hey, let's talk about it. Where can our listening audience find you online and on social media? How can people purchase the tea? Give us your website, your contact info. How can people purchase a box for themselves?
Well, they first you'll find me on all social media platforms from Twitter to Facebook to Instagram and so forth. You can also connect with me on Amazon. Um, Also, you can connect with me through my website, which is, of course, www.trueserenitytea.com. You've at the website, you can chat with us, you can email us. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'm believe in customer service to the wazoo. So, um, yeah, from social media uh, to my website, through email, through chat.
And that website again is trueserenitytea.com.
.com. Yep.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So, one
You're
of the things that, if we just kind of flip here, let's talk about the business itself,
Mhm,
because so many people right now, with all the things going on in the world, in the economy, and someone might be listening thinking, I need to start a business for myself or do something.
mhm,
I need to
mhm,
sell something. And you were smart enough to come up with a product and you developed your e-commerce website, which is beautiful and
mhm.
it's user friendly. It is easy to use. But Tell us some of the challenges of fulfilling orders, some of the
Right.
challenges in having an e-commerce business. What happened, say, in the beginning when things were returned? Because it couldn't have all been smooth sailing and everything was wonderful. So tell us about a little bit more of some of those other challenges on the business.
Okay. Well, every business have its good and the bad and the
Right.
ugly.
Yes, yes.
For me, the challenging, especially in the beginning,
Mhm.
was fulfilling orders. Um, having uh, I was a one person business in a sense, solopreneur, and fulfilling all the orders that was coming in, the demand that was coming in was really, really tough.
Mhm.
Um, like I said, including with the shipping. So, that was the biggest of the difficulties running True Serenity Tea.
Yes.
Also, you have to, for me, also to have your strategies in place,
Yes.
have your everything in place. When I first began, I didn't have everything that I have now in place. So the struggle were to, like I said, answering emails, getting back, making sure that customer service was on point. Just those were the two biggest of the difficulty, and also having capital,
Mm.
sustaining and sustaining the business. As a African American woman and as an African American entrepreneur, it is tough. It's tough in the beginning to to really keep to be consistent, keeping the capital going. Making sure your ROIs are there. Return on investment. You're kicking out so much money just to serve. But what did you have the strategies in place to nurture your subscribers? Did you have enough capital to nurture your subscribers? So those were some of the difficulties that I was having in the beginning. I had to learn that the hard way. Now I'm at a point. I have my strategies in place where I'm able to nurture my subscribers, be there for my customers, hire, bring in family and friends to help out, um, answer all the questions, do what necessary, do a lot of follow up. And like I said, the biggest thing to be there for your customers and to
Yes.
nurture them. Yeah.
Yeah. The first 6 months, what was probably your average amount, ballpark, that you spent in advertising to get the word out there, to get people to know that you existed and you offered this product?
I would say at least about, if I can remember, because I started in 2017, it was about maybe $2,000.
A month.
Because remember, I was just starting off small. You have your website, you have your marketing.
Yes.
You have to plan. You have to plan out. Um, and yeah, about $2,000, and then it grew because once started and started getting the recognition, here come everyone. They want you in this guide. They want you on this podcast, or they want you this and that. So before you get started, make sure you have some type of budget.
Yes.
You have to have that budget set up, especially your marketing budget. Because in order for you to get your business out there, you gotta have a marketing plan. You have to have your business plan set up, properly. I
At
didn't have all of that.
Okay. Patty, at that time, how much was Facebook advertising, a part of your marketing plan?
Okay, Facebook advertising. I used to boost a lot of my posts,
Uh-huh.
and I would do it like maybe like $10 or something like that per boost per ad, because you have to let it
Yes.
simmer. But I wasn't doing that in the beginning, so I would spend so much money, like maybe $200 or $300, and I wasn't getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Again, you have to invest in your education, do research, you know, be around the people that will help you to propel yourself to even do better. I didn't have all of that in the beginning. So I was wasting a lot of money. Now it's a little different now. Now I have a better understanding of how to use Facebook ad, how to reach out to those who are smarter than you, to bring in and to help you so that you know how to strategize and spend your money wisely so you can see that ROI on your return. So on
Yes.
your investment. So
And I think that is one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of new entrepreneurs do is
mhm.
they boost things or they pay this X amount of money and then there's no ROI at the end
Right.
of the day for what you've got. But there's certain anyway, that's a whole nother marketing thing we're
A
gonna get
whole nother
into. Let's not
a
focus
whole nother
on it
conversation.
all. Truly, truly, truly. But
Truly.
back to True Serenity Tea.
Hmm.
I love what you have done. And I
Hmm.
love, oh, speaking of which, I know you said, I just thought about this. I know that
Hmm.
you have a heart for for certain, I'm sorry, it was the intellectually
Intellectual discipline.
exactly, intellectual
Hmm.
disability. Do
Hmm.
you do anything with young African American young ladies and have tea parties or do etiquette parties or anything like that with for sororities or anything? And she is smiling so big over here. Come on, talk to me, Patty.
Why I am um in a sorority, yes. Shout out to my Zeta Phi Beta Incorporated, to my sorors.
Okay,
Um, I am in the process of writing a book for African American children.
okay,
Doesn't matter if girls or boys,
okay.
on how to have a tea party.
Mm,
So it's gonna be more of an animated type of book to help them to learn how to drink tea and to create their own tea party. So um, just recently, I had opened up a storefront in a dominant African American community because I wanted to bring um, the tea to the masses.
mm,
And so I thought about that a lot. So I also I come back to my community every year. And because I'm living in New York, I come back we have into the community every year. We have a festival in Rochdale Village in
yes.
Queens,
Uh-huh.
and which is basically a predominantly African American community. And every year I come with my teas, and I help. I sit down with some people that come to my table. I do a little educational thing, information with them. I let them taste my teas, and I get them, to understand the difference between, like store bought tea to loose leaf tea,
Mm,
tea bags to
mhm.
so forth, the educational. And I found that since I started the storefront in Long Island, in the mall, I met so many of our African American people who basically drank tea but needed someone to help them to understand the difference between loose leaf teas to store bought or tea bags.
Yes.
Many people always think about, especially for our people, we always think about like detox and detox teas. Tea is more vast and has greater than that. So I had the pleasure of doing that and bringing it to the masses and helping them to understand this tea is not just for medical benefits, but
Mm,
also for connecting with your family, for your mental health, and so forth. So, I'm so excited because I already have in mind of doing, like I said, the book is coming, the memberships, like a program that I want to set up to help others to learn about drinking tea, bringing it to the hotels and so forth. I was supposed to be also soon, and I don't really supposed to tell this, but I'm telling you, Margaret, so you
we
special.
we won't tell
But
nobody.
the juice is in special that I may be working with. the historical Black colleges on
Congratulations.
so bringing tea. So it's something I'm doing special with another company that we haven't got the details down pat yet, but I'm hoping that True Serenity Tea will come to those universities real soon, or connect with our historical Black colleges. So I'm kind of excited about
Congratulations.
that.
That is a
I'll
wonderful.
keep you updated on that.
Yes,
Mhm.
please do. That is a big accomplishment.
Yeah, yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah. So
Oh, speaking of which, we
mhm.
cannot end this session without you talking about your new store that is launching. So tell us
Right.
more about that. You have a
Okay.
yes, please.
Um. Wow. Not even just that. It's just so much going on. We could spend hours on what's going on with me, but this company is doing so many things that we can't even talk about, here on this podcast. The new store, the storefront that it was started was at Brinkers Mall in Long Island, New York.
Uh-huh.
It was locale leave, which now I'm moving the storefront to Virginia, which is Black Market, Black American Market storefront in Virginia, Potomac, in that
Okay.
mall, in Potomac Mall,
Okay.
um, which I'm really excited about because, like, again, I'm bringing it to the masses. Also, I'm about to start a major tea line, which is exclusively only for True Serenity Tea. So if no one else will be able to have it or even do anything, it's going to be launched real soon. So I'm really excited, and that's going to be also sent to the new storefront in Virginia. And I'm hoping to, you do another storefront in New York. Also, I'm working on that. I'm also working trying to get to Georgia because I got a lot of people in Georgia asking for True Serenity Tea. So I'm working hard. Those that's in Georgia, stay tuned. So it's a lot of things that's going, a lot of things that's going on with True Serenity. I'm trying to come to the hotels. A lot of things going on dealing with those um, weddings. Also, we
Mm,
stepping into that realm.
wonderful.
So with those with the African American weddings, I'm working along with another company, a wedding company, and we're going to try to bring it to the masses. So we are ready.
In
So
all aspects of life, you can always enjoy a beautiful, warm cup of hot cup of tea. So,
mhm.
as we get ready to wrap up here with Patty today, Patty, what would you like to leave our listening audience with? Your final thoughts, and be sure to leave us your contact information once again.
Right. Well, I just want to say to everyone, uh, drink tea. Be terrific. Drink
It's
tea.
cute. Terrific.
Connect with your family. Connect with your friends. Mainly connect with yourself.
Mm,
Even if you're not a tea drinker, doesn't matter. Remember to connect with yourself. Remember that it's okay. It's okay. Life will always be lifing.
yes.
You can get to it. Be consistent. If you have a business, stay consistent. Do not give up. Do not give up. Um, reach out. Reach out. Know that you are not the smartest person on earth, but make sure you align yourself with those who are smarter than you.
Yes.
Um, do not be intimidated. Don't let that imposter syndrome get you like it did me. Don't be ashamed of having anxiety or being depressed, whatever. Make sure you always get help. Make sure you always be around people that are going to uplift you. And like I said again, be terrific and drink tea. My contact again, if you ever want to talk to me, I love talking with people. You can email me, DM me. I'm on all social media platforms, especially the IG. You can find all of my reviews, everything on my highlights, everywhere that I have been on Instagram, TikTok. Um, you can get in contact with me at www.trueserenitytea.com. Again, we are offering everyone that's on this podcast listening free shipping. Just use the code Serenity at checkout, and I'm hoping to hear from everyone. And I enjoy this particular podcast. Thank you, Margaret, for your hospitality.
No, thank you. Truly, it has been an absolute pleasure.
Yes,
And
pleasure.
once again, for our listening audience, her website is TrueSerenityTea.com. Be sure to check it out. And Patty, thank you. It was such a pleasure to have you
It's
today.
such a pleasure. Yeah, likewise.
You're listening to Empress Conversations podcast with your host, Maggie Peary. Conversations with Maggie. Yeah, yeah. Empress. Join us next time on the next episode of Empress Conversations with Maggie. To learn more about guests or for more information on working with Maggie, go to www.empressconversationswithmaggie.com/get-started.